Hey guys, so firstly, happy Saturday morning. The weather is dreadful outside, so I thought I'd do a voiceover and get this uploaded for you. So as you can see, it's a nice autumnal set, and this is a fresh set. So I've applied tips, done all my prep work, I've used Peacherbel's Dehydrate and Primer, and I've also done a nice clear layer. So now I am just using Peacherbel cover from Peacherbel's, which is available on the website, as are all the products that I will be using today. So I'm just placing that on at cuticle and then brushing that down. You can see I'm just brushing just nice long sweeping motions because I don't want a ridge or anything there. And then I'm going to apply a little bit of clear just to the end, so I've got a nice wet surface to apply my copper leaf onto. So now I'm using the copper nail art leaf, which is available from the website. It's been super popular at the moment, obviously, because it's copper colour and we're getting to autumn, so everyone loves the nice warm tones, don't they? So you can see I'm just placing really large bits on. My aim is to cover the whole free edge of this nail with the leaf. So you can see I'm just placing it on, and these bits what around the edges. You can obviously take them off and then like put them back in your pot and reuse them, but I just pull them off. I have copper leaf coming out of my ears, so it's absolutely fine. But if you guys want to save it, be a little bit more resourceful, then you can do, but I am a messy tech. I am a wasteful tech, I do admit. So I'm just placing some more bits on now, on the cover pink area, just because my line was quite straight and I didn't want it to look straight. So I'm just adding little tiny bits just to make it look a little bit more placed. So you can see that's stuck on really nicely, and I just love the effect of this, absolutely love it. So now I'm going to do a full colour nail in this absolutely amazing colour. This is olive green, it's actually available from CJP. I forgot I had this colour and I was going through my drawers thinking, what can I do with copper? And I was like, oh my god, this green, it looks stunning. So you can see I just placed it on at the cuticle and then I'm just walking it down the nail, just patting and pulling. This is a strength powder, so there's no need to cap or anything like that. I can just build the full nail as normal. It's just starting to set though, so I'm just literally fighting with it. And there's a little bit of pigmentation in this, guys. You can see a lot of me brushing is I'm trying to brush the pigmentation out of the top, so you can see little specks of darker colour, which is quite frustrating. So yeah, I'm just trying to brush them out. Place a little bit more at the free edge. And then just making sure it all blends in. And making sure I've got enough product on my free edge. When doing a coffin, ballerina, tapered square, whatever you want to call it, you want to make sure your free edge has got a little bit of thickness to it. Now when I say that, I don't mean do it like a doorstop. What I mean is, don't do it paper thin, because that's how your client is going to come back in 3 weeks and it's going to be an almond shape. So always make sure you've got a little bit of thickness on the end of your nail. And like I say, in that way it is going to keep its sharpness for a lot longer. So I'm just going to place another bead on my apex area just to make sure that I am happy with it and that there is enough structure there. And you could just see a little bit of pigmentation there. I don't know if you guys caught it. You could just see it, but luckily I do think it brushes out. But I am popping crystals on this set anyway, so I managed to cover it a little bit. So just a little area here what I've missed when I put my initial bead on. So I'm just placing a small bead in there and then just tucking it right in, making sure that all the nails covered. And then for some reason I moved on to the index finger, God knows why. Had a moment, clearly. So now I'm using this gorgeous coppery colour. So I'm placing that on about halfway down the nail, and then I'm feathering it back and then I'm pulling the rest down the nail. This is design powder, so for some reason I'm trying to pat and pull it, and then I've realised this is not going to work. So I'm just pulling it down the nail, just sort of stroking it down, then placing another bead on at my free edge, and then just brushing it up. This one's actually from Nail Harmony. This one is from the Riches collection, I do believe. I can't remember the name. I will run out to the studio and get the name and pop it in the description box below when I do the write-up. So I'm just making sure it's nice and flat and I've got even coverage. Then I'm going to go in with Peacherbel Cover again. Place that on just above my blend. Push it out side walls and then feather that down. Blended it nicely into my previous colour. Just making sure it's not spilling onto side walls or anything. And then I'm going to place another bead on of Peacherbel Cover, but I'm placing that at the cuticle area. Again, tucking it into cuticle and pushing it out to side walls, and then exact same again on the other side. And then we're going to feather that down so it blends in lovely with our previous bead. I decided to go Peacherbel Cover on these ones because it is the warmest of the colour pinks that Glitter Bells do offer. So I thought obviously with using the coppers and things like that, I would like to use warm one just so it blends in that much more nicely. And to be fair, I've neglected all my other colour powders since Sugared Almond sort of came on the scene. I've neglected it ever so slightly. So then I'm going in on the middle finger with Peacherbel Cover and again the like coppery brownie colour from Nail Harmony. And I'm going to sort of marble these two together. It's not really a traditional marble, it was just a little bit placed if I'm honest. So I'm just neatening up the cuticle area and side walls. So right now I'm double dipping into my powders, rolling it onto the nail and using the tip of my brush just to marble these together and push up to my previous bead. And then just feathering down so it's a lot easier for my next bead to blend in. So I've used the olive green on this one again, obviously with the Peacherbel Cover. And then I'm going to go in with the more brownie colour and then Peacherbel Cover again. And then do the exact same thing. Literally tip my brush just to blend it together. Pushing it into my previous bead and then feathering down so my next bead blends nicely. And then in the end we actually realised this nail looked a bit camo. It wasn't our intention, it just sort of happened, and then her boyfriend's just joined the army as well and we're like, oh my god. There's supporting your boyfriend and then there's getting camo nails. So I've triple dipped this one, so I've gone into the Peacherbel Cover, the brownie colour and then olive green. Blending it up. And then I'm just patting to make sure I've got it nice and even on my free edge. I'm not worrying too much because this is going to be capped so we don't ruin our marble. So now I'm going into my clear and I'm just picking up tiny bits of glitter. So the glitter I'm using is Copper Pennies Fine, which is back in stock, guys. Yes, it is. Finally. So yeah, I'm just using Copper Pennies Fine and I'm just placing that along some of the marble lines so it sort of like blends in. Just really super thin lines, you don't want too much product on there. You can see I'm just using the very tip of my brush and just sweeping it on, taking off any excess and using the tip of my brush again just to neaten up that line. Just to make sure it's following the previous lines of the marble we've done. Just add in a tiny bit more where I think it needs it. You can see I picked up way too much there, so I just got rid of that. Just couldn't deal with that. Just got rid. So I'm just going to place a tiny bit more near the cuticle area. So there wasn't a lot of glitter in these nails, which is quite unusual for me, I'm not going to lie. But obviously because we had quite a few crystals and things like that, I didn't want to take away from the crystals and I didn't want to add too much, so it was just like, whoa, overload. And I am sorry if you can hear the kids downstairs. I'm actually sat upstairs on the bed looking out the window and the weather is absolutely terrible here, like it is peeing it down. So yeah, it looks like a drama and movie day for us. It always happens on a weekend, and it's always clear during the week, and then the weekend is just terrible. So we're going to move on to the thumb. So I'm just placing quite a large bead of the Peacherbel cover next to the cuticle, just teasing that into the cuticle and sidewalls area, and then I am going to blend this down. Sort of doing a little bit of an ombre with it, if you like, because we're going to add glitter and a little bit more of that gorgeous copper leaf to the free edge area. So I'm going to go into my clear and pick up my glitter. So the glitter that I'm going to be using is Copper Pennies Multi, which is absolutely stunning. Oh, excuse me. I love this glitter. I love the colour, I love the cut of it, everything. It's been super popular, and as I said about the fine, it is back in stock, guys. You guys have literally sold me out of this so many times, it is unreal. Unreal. So I'm just blending that back now and making sure that feathers lovely into the cover pink and making sure I've got enough glitter covering that free edge. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more now. Make sure everywhere's covered, and I'm just blending back. I think this colour literally complements that green so well. I really do. Copper and green look amazing together. You can see I'm just tapping, making sure that everywhere's covered, and I'm going to put a little bit more at my blend area and make sure it is nice and blended. You don't want no solid line. And sometimes what I do in this area is I pick up my multi and I also pick up a little bit of fine as well of the corresponding glitter, just because the fine blends a little bit better than the multi, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you pick up a little bit of extra fine, it does help. So now I'm going to add some copper leaf. So because obviously my glitter is wet, it will just stick straight away. So you can see I've got some pre-ripped pieces and I'm just placing them on. See, a lot of people don't like leaf because it can be quite fiddly. Obviously you can see that I'm just ripping it up into tiny pieces, and some people sort of shy away from it, but it's just lovely because it's such a different effect to the glitter. But I will say, if you're laughing while you're doing it, like, the glitter blows everywhere, so just, well, the leaf blows everywhere, so just be mindful of that. No big breaths. So I'm just using my glass slippers to cap this whole set in now. So I'm just capping my original copper leaf one on the little nail. When capping glitters and leaf and anything like that with a little bit of sparkle to it, I cap a little bit wetter than I normally would, just so it gives that glitter more of a shine. It gives it more of a clear effect when you work that little bit wetter. Not too wet, because obviously you don't want any lifting issues or anything like that, but just a tiny bit wetter than what you normally do over your solid colours. Just making sure everything is covered now. I'm just taking a little bit away from that apex. And then obviously you can see I have finished filed these nails, buffed and wiped over with a little bit of acetone, and I have applied my crystals. All of the crystals I use are genuine Swarovskis, and they all are available from the Nails by Annabelle website. I will leave the link in the description box below as always. So I'm using my Gelica TopCoat to top coat now. I can't even say how much I love this TopCoat. Like, absolutely adore it. It's super, super shiny. It lasts literally the whole 3-4 weeks. The client's nails are on, no dulling, no chipping, no discoloration, nothing. And it is available from the website. I'm now using the Gelica Matte TopCoat. I don't do a lot of matte nails, I will admit. And I actually don't stock the Gelica Matte TopCoat. But it is something I am looking into, but I'm wondering, would you guys like to see it? Do you think it's something that I should stock? I don't want to get it in and nobody buy it. Haven't got room on the shelf for that, not with the Glitterbel's launch of 160 acrylic colours coming out. Oh my god, I'm so excited. While we're on the subject, there is actually a launch party on the 14th of October, so I will pop a link below as well, and you can actually purchase tickets to come to the launch party. There'll be demos from myself, from Annabelle, from all of her ambassadors. And you can purchase the brand new acrylics and obviously the full Glitterbel system before it goes on sale on her website or even my website. So yes, you can get them first. So I'm super excited about that. Like I said, I will pop the link down below. Put back to the top coat, the matter in hand. Yep, so just gonna obviously finish top coating these, pop it into the lamp for 60 seconds. You can already see the amazing shine on them. And I think putting them in the lamp, it just magnifies that. Like, honestly, it is stunning. So I cure for 60 seconds. It is a 30-second cure top coat, but I just think that extra 30 seconds gives it a little bit more shine. And also, I think that it takes more than 30 seconds to top coat the other hand, so you may as well just let your client keep running down. You know she's not going to touch them, she's not going to dull them, and she isn't going to do anything to harm them, because I hate that. And your client's like looking at her nails and brings back lamp and starts touching them, and you're like, oh my god, you're going to dull them. What are you doing? Like, it infuriates me. So you can see that I've popped some crystals on this ring finger too. So again, I'm going around with the matte top coat. So when I'm doing my crystals, I always finish, file, buff, wipe with acetone, as I do with any nail, and then I apply my crystals using the NSI gripper glue, and then I use top coat obviously around the crystals. Never ever go over the crystals, because they will lose their shine, and the cuts on top, will just, honestly, it will ruin them. So please don't do that. And just obviously top coat right up to them, like as close as you can get to them, and that will give them a little bit of extra security as well. So then I've just quickened up me top coating this a little bit, because obviously you've seen me top coat a trillion times before. Again, just going right up to those crystals. And then here is the finished set. Look at that shine, and look at the matte top coat, guys. Let me know if you want me to stock this, and I will get it in on my next order. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, please stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell, and you will never miss one.